Welcome to MPA Production stream. I am the guild leader from the Music Production Arena community. Live stream I do Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Hey, Ira, good to see you. Hope all is well. Big Cheeto, welcome to the stream. Not recognizing your name, but we invite you to join us. We have a Discord. For all those watching, we invite you to join us, MPA Production, Music Production Arena, Discord, YouTube, Twitch, SoundCloud. You'll find the links to that wherever you're watching this live. We are live on Twitch, YouTube, BandLab, and DLive. All right. I'm going to start off today working in F minor. Continuation of the 150 BPM F minor room I've been working on. Coming up with a lot of riffs for that. My goal now is to come up with, maybe around 8 to 10 riffs for each room. Let me see if I can't find the cards up here. Yeah, so some of y'all might know I have 6 rooms we've been creating the riffs in. I made some cards for them, but each room I've created about 3 riffs in, except for the room at 128 beats per minute, A minor, and a room at 150 beats per minute, F minor. Those only got 2 riffs each. My goal is to create about maybe just 5 each room, but anywhere up to 5, all the way up to 10, I don't know. But I'm creating these riffs each day. Depending on if I like the way they sound, I'll upload them or whatever. And then once I collect all these riffs, I'm going to put together like an hour-long like performance with all the riffs. So that's my goal, to keep me motivated on these riffs. All the riffs I also upload to the BandLab page for anyone to download and get involved or collab or get free samples or whatever you want to do with them. Anyways, creating riffs every day. I got a riff here. A riff is it's just a loop pack. Anywhere from just a collection of loops, like a drum beat, a bass line, chords, a lead, whatever I come up with daily. And I'm uploading those as a riff, as a loop pack to our Music Production Arena BandLab page. Hey, Reba. Good to see you. Later in the stream, we'll work on some of our other community collab projects. We're going to get back to work on our splitter core track. If you have the document saved, you can check it out. I've already posted the next collab we'll be working on, which is the 80 beats per minute. I forget, but it's on there. It's the track inspired by Ira. Ira sent us some samples to do a track. So excited about that. More about that later in the stream. All right, I'm going to come up with something. What are we going to get started with? What do we want to use to lay the foundation of today's riff? Reba says, I thought we're making 1 track a week. You are right. And in fact, I want to go ahead and finish off that track today if we can. We fall a little bit behind here and there, so I don't want to stick to too strict of a schedule, but the goal is to do 1 track a week. I did post Pulse. It's not our best track. It's not our worst track. It's not our best track. That's my own. I'll critique each one of our tracks that we come out with as we come out with them. But that one, I can honestly say it wasn't my favorite. But it's not my least favorite either. If we go back to season 1 or all the collabs we did originally, there were a bunch of collabs there that, I wish I would have spent more time on. But that's not what we're going to do. We're going to try to do 1 a week. And whatever it sounds like at the end of the week, that's what I'm going to upload. And if anyone's motivated to, make it sound better, y'all can download the samples from BandLab and do whatever you want with it. So, no, Reba, you are correct. I do want to move through 1 a week because I don't want it to take forever to get through tracks and stuff, But realistically, don't want to do 50 tracks a year. That's a lot of stuff too. So we don't need to go overboard. I think we just take it kind of slow, kind of to aim for a week a track, or sometimes if we have to spend an extra week on a track or whatever, take some time off here or there. But I'd be happy to, as a community, release around 40 collabs by the end of the year, or by the end of the full year. At least 1 year of doing that, maybe be neat. So, 1 a week would be fun. That splitter core track, I don't feel like it's done, Reba, but I would like your idea on what I could do to finish it off. I am going to mess around with it today. I'm going to try to think of the best way to finish it off. But, you know, I don't want to overthink it. I like the way it sounds, but I don't feel like it's finished. So I'm just going to try to think of a good way to finish it off. We'll get that one posted, and we'll move on to the next one. All right. I cleaned off the paint that was all over my keyboard. I had this pink, blue, green paint I was using once to mark, like, channels. Clean that off. I can't get this super glue off, though. I once had, like, a super glued, like, this plastic riser, basically, so I could put a mouse pad here once. And then I realized I needed to get to the buttons, of course, to program this. So I had to rip that off, and that was, like, super glued. All right. Reba likes Pulse. I like the idea of Pulse. My problem with Pulse is I don't feel like I mixed it good enough or took a time to, you know, make it sound polished or like, you know, give anyone like a surprise, like transition or something that they're like, whoa, I've never heard that before. Those are the kind of things sometimes I look to do to call a track finished. I try to make sure it has some kind of wow factor to it other than just being a good idea. Pulse, I appreciate you saying that too. I like it. Pulse had, like, I think a lot of cooks in the kitchen. We had a bunch of samples from a bunch of different members on Pulse, and I was just trying to fit them all together the best I could, but I had fun with it. Don't get me wrong. Didgeridoo. Big Cheeto says that synth thing I was messing with kind of sounds like a didgeridoo. I think I'm going to start the patch. I think I'm going to start off with something like this. So let me turn a metronome on. You know, we're working in 150, but I think I'm going to do halftime. So, like, so. I'm going to lay like a really long evolving pad just to go in the background of this for a while. Three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I sampled that pad synth on this track right here. I need to turn my headphones down. That's really loud, but on the meters, it doesn't seem to be that loud. So give me 1 second to mix. That's pretty good volume for it too. I mean, I can't get it any louder right now without boosting it, but it's going to be tucked in the background of this anyway, so I'll leave it right there. Reba says good things take time. Yeah. That's what I mean. It is going to be a balance of, do we want to spend more time on a track sometimes, or do we just want to put it out and move on? I'm always in the nature of just moving on to keep things fresh, but I'm also don't want to ever get lazy on a track, so we'll, I don't know, any fun thing about making a new track every week is sometimes they just come together really quick and it sounds really good and it'll be really fun, and sometimes the tracks will be more of a challenge and we'll still just put it out. But then in the future, when we look back at all our tracks as a community, you know, each one is still hold its, like, time in history. All right, there we go. So I've got that little pad synth there. Let's go try to find something to add on top of this. I hope that synth I had right here was an F minor. I'm pretty sure it was because I said it beforehand, but I don't know. This app can be. Let's find out. Let's see what this sounds like. F minor would be. All right. Okay. So the goal today is to come up with this riff. I'm gonna be working at 150 beats per minute, probably half time, so 75, and we're working in F minor. I laid down the synth pad here. Not 100% sure I had this little phone here, this synth app on this phone set in F minor when I did that. So I'm gonna try to double check. I'm gonna pull up a piano to help me check this. Oh, my bad. I don't know how that kicked in, but I'm gonna just reset that. I didn't know that app had that little jam key. All right, piano. Now this is more of like a we're like in the key of, we're like in the major relative. There's more of a tonic here. Can we make this work? All right, I'm gonna leave the pad over here, but I'm gonna think about something else first. So let's still stick with like maybe a pad to start the whole riff with, and I'll see if I can get them to work together. But I'm not feeling strong about the key of that and like the root. So I'm gonna open up a different patch here. Go here. This is more of the feel I want. And a good old solid F minor chord. There's that other sense. It's not really gelling. I could probably pitch the pad. What do we think of? That's a good idea. We've got Big Cheeto asking if we could pitch the pad. Let's see if it's shifting around too much, or if it's just one solid note. Let's see. So it's more of actually an A. I don't know. So I pitch it down 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try it. Let's give it a try. I'm gonna go to effects. Going to go to the only way I know how to do it is on this key masher module, and select it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm using Endless Studio for those that not familiar. It's a really powerful app, but of course you have to. It's purposely designed to be more of a jamming app and a real-time capture recording app. So the way you do things is not your normal production way of doing things, but it captures more human. I think more human. So let me see here. It's pitched down. I'm gonna let it loop one more time. And I'm gonna grab the full 8 bar. Oh, I missed it. Let me go one more time. Yeah, Big Cheeto says I like the live looping type thing. Or it. Oh, I thought you said you like it. Yeah, it is like a live looping type thing. So let me tell you. Let me tell you all a bit more about Endless real quick. I mean, for one, it's always looping. It's a retrospective looper, basically. I think is the way they call it. And it's got different modes, but I'm using the audio input and the effects basically, mostly. So I got an audio input here, and it's always looping, and it's always, I got everything synced MIDI clock through Ableton Link. So everything's synced up, and or I can just play live and and it's always looping. So I just capture the last 1 bar, 2 bar, 4 bar, 8 bar loop. And then on top of that, if you want to add some effects on top of it, you loop those effects back into it. So yeah, you'll turn the effects on real time, and you let it loop back into the looper with effects, and then you capture the new loop with effects, as I just did. So let's see if this fits into the... Oh yeah, by the way, the coolest thing about Endless Studio also is it's a live jamming app, in the sense that this room that I'm creating this riff in right now, it's called Preset 150 F minor G sharp. It's G sharp major. Anyway, it's the title of the room. Besides the point, this room is live. If I give the invite code out, you can join the room, and we'll be creating riffs back to back, in this room. So it's a live version. Check it out. Endless with 3 S's .fm is the website, or you can just Google it. Endless with 3 S's. They do have a mobile app on iOS. Really, really cool app. Really collaborative. And the rooms, I have open invitations to the rooms. I keep forgetting to post it. We're an easier place to find, but it is just a link tree. Let's see here if I can't pull it up. Link tree. Let's see here. Just to flash it real quick. If anyone is interested, I'll make sure it's posted elsewhere and easier to access. But linktree for those that linktree /preset_studios. Linktree as in that, the service that groups all your websites together. So linktree /preset_studios. You'll have access to the rooms. You can even join me right now. But in the future, I'll make it easier for people to access this kind of stuff and understand how the best way to get involved. But anyways, that just leads me to a point that I bring up all the time, is everything I do here on the Music Production Arena live stream is meant for a collab. So everything I create, I upload to BandLab and bandlab.com on our Music Production Arena /Music Production Arena. And you can download any of the samples, projects, or just collab or whatever. You can also send me samples. We're also creating big community collabs as a community all the time. By just collecting samples from our members, and then I spend a little time each day trying to create some tracks. So, all right. Glad to have everybody tuning in. A lot of fun. The more people that tune in, the more fun it is, I think. So, all right. So where are we at? Let's see if this pad synth here is, if I pitched it correctly. That was yeah, this is working now. He did it. The help from Big Cheeto coming in with the suggestion to pitch it down. I think it worked. Go back over here. Cheeto says that's pretty dang cool. Oh, it says, oh, you cannot. You connect it to Ableton. You can connect it to Ableton as a plugin, but actually I'm not using Ableton Live, the software program. I'm actually using a open source code that Ableton, the company, made called Ableton Link. It's in a lot of mobile apps, but they even have it in their main. Ableton Live has Link. So Ableton Link has been integrated into most mobile apps. And so I'm using that. I mean, Endless Studio, you just turn it on. You turn on Endless Link on there, and then I enabled it on all my apps, and the BPM just stays locked, and the downbeat stays locked. So when I'm working with loops, which I'll do here in a second, the loops will always sync up, and just makes like this kind of production really quick and easy and fun. So I'm all about it. And then of course I play a lot live, and you can just capture that stuff too. They don't have to be linked up, you know, but it works. Works very good with the app. I have been trying to learn Ableton for other reasons. And you know, Ableton's a powerful looper on its own. But the biggest thing I like about this, at least the way it's set up, I don't know, you could probably do Ableton like it somehow maybe. But the main thing I like about Endless versus Ableton is Endless. The way it's set up is just always looping, so you can just jam, and if you like something, you just capture it. Ableton, you have to turn that on and just leave it on, and you can set up your own little template, I guess. But cool thing about Endless, you can export the stems out at any time, and they drop right into Ableton, of course. All right. And appreciate the Boundless. I'm glad you stopped by the Boundless. I got a riff I've been working on here. The one that you jumped in that one day, and I didn't upload it because I wanted to see if you wanted to jump back in before I did. Hey, good to see you. The Boundless is from the Endless community. He's saying they work together too as a VST, drag and drop. It's great. Hey, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I need to get better. See, my problem is I'm not very good with Ableton. I use FL Studio. Well, this unfortunately, Endless is not working with FL Studio right now because of the way the plugins are working, set up in FL Studio. So I'm trying to learn how to do it in Ableton, but I need to learn Ableton before I even do that. So I'm running Endless as a standalone, and for this kind of setup that I'm doing here, where I'm mainly trying to capture sounds from my iPad and iPhones and get them into the thing, I think it's a pretty good setup. Boundless, I'm glad you stopped by. So, real quick side note, everyone. You know, we worked last week. We were working in this room here. Here's the preset 128. A minor. This has a couple riffs added from the Boundless, and I was gonna reach out to you, the Boundless, and ask you if you wanted to jump in on this just a little bit, a couple little changes before I upload it to the collection. But you know, just let me know. No pressure. Awesome. The Boundless. So that was our. I'll just that's the preset 128 A minor room or whatever we were working on last week. Some of y'all might remember. I'm just gonna wait, see what Boundless comes up with, and then we'll update that one. Let me jump back over to today's riff. Yeah, Boundless, I don't know if this is the first time you stopped by this stream, but what I've been doing, starting a thing, is creating a riff a day almost on stream, having a lot of fun with it, and just using Endless, and then uploading them. You know, I'm just creating the riffs inside these rooms, these 6 rooms that I created, and then uploading them to a website called BandLab. Community page I have there. Big Cheeto says, yeah, Ableton is hard. I've used it about a year, and I'm still learning. Yeah, I love Ableton. I used to sell the software. I've always been an FL Studio gang type of person, but I've never, ever said anything bad about Ableton because I know how powerful it is. And now I'm just trying to learn both of them. I want to know how to use both of them just as strong. I'm really strong with FL Studio, and I would like to be that strong with Ableton. Right. Working in 150 beats per minute, or halftime 75, probably like a 75 beats per minute groove today, F minor. We got this pad synth here. Let's see what else I can have. I'm gonna use some random generators to start this out. Okay, so I have this app here, which is Groovebox, set to F minor. I have it set to the BPM, and I'm auto-generating some MIDI here. I wish I could turn up the volume. Let's see. I like it, but let's get a little more picky, and let's pick a better sound, or a different sound. Well, I like that right away. Let's go with this. I like that. I like that random thing. You know, y'all know I'm not too picky. As long as it's randomly generated and I like it, I usually go with it. like that. I'm gonna go ahead and sample that. All right, we got that. All right, so this is like the foundation of today's riff right here. The balance says, my main collaborator is in FL, and there are great things about both, honestly. I love how in FL I can just freely splatter things and then shape things. Yeah, for sure. And you're right. My number one collaborator in real life, IRL anyways, local, is an Ableton user, and I'm FL, and we've always just been, you know, back and forth. Some days it's a war, some days it's a mutual understanding that they're both great. No, but it's always a conversation. Balance says, oh, that Groovebox sounds cool. Groovebox is nice. There's 3 apps in this collection: Groovebox, Bloxwave, and Launchpad. And they're all made by Launchpad, the company, which I didn't know was a company. I thought Launchpad was something. But the same people that make the Launchpad make these 3 apps, and they work together in a way that's like, you create loops, you can organize the loops, and then you can perform the loops as like a Launchpad. I love the 3 apps. They're probably like my main 3 apps outside of Endless. Oh, wow. Sorry, I just distorted some speakers. Let me balance it. And I'm using a bunch of presets on there. Of course, you can shape the presets, but what I like about it is it has the random. I love random generators and stuff like that you can lock the key. I've already sampled it, so it's not on here. But you can randomly generate MIDI, and then you can go through presets, and then you know, of course, tweak the preset. Let's go. Let's get some kind of drum beat going on. Hey, Alpha J says hello and goodbye. Good to see you, Alpha J. Thanks for stopping by. All right. Let's get some kind of drum groove going on here. I'm going to start with pattern. We've used this drum kit a couple of days in a row, so I'm going to pick a different kit. I like that. Should I look for some more? I'm going to start with this and see what the other samples sound like. I want to add some swing to that snare. Soften the attack. Let's just start with the kick for now. That kick is loud. It's like pushing everything else down. I'll keep it lower in the mix. That's kind of like a hat rhythm. Hey, the balance says I gotta run. Back to grind, but cool. Stopping by. Thanks for stopping by, the balance. Glad you did. I'll reach out to you about the riffs and stuff another time. Appreciate it. A minor room, yeah. Have fun with it. No pressure. Just whenever you get some motivation to do it. So Big Cheeto says main collaborator also uses FL Studio. It's a common thing. So you're an Ableton user, Big Cheeto? Just learning it still? There is a good way to work between FL Studio and Ableton. It's just gotta remember that the final version of the song can be in a completely different DAW. It only needs to be in one DAW, but for the entire creation process, you can work in your own DAW. Just stick to a certain key, a certain BPM, and a certain idea, and or whatever. You can also like share projects, tear each other's projects apart or whatever, and take the samples back to your own DAW. And then every time you get back together, just create a new blank template and drop the samples in together, drop the idea in together. Doing that keeps it really fresh, but also helps you collect all the best ideas and samples. And you both get to use your DAW to its fullest. And then the final version, maybe my collaborator suggested this once. The third DAW, maybe it should be a DAW neither one of us know very well, like Studio One or Logic or something completely different, and you just use that for the final version, and then y'all kind of like work together on that final version inside of a different DAW, but y'all use Ableton and FL as like your main instrument, you know? Just like a drummer and a guitar player have their own instruments. You can be like Ableton and FL, and it's like your own instruments. Welcome to the band. All right, I'm gonna sample this hi-hat. That's probably enough. Okay, so I have these hi-hats over here. I could have filtered them a little bit in the app, but I'm actually going to filter them now on Endless. So I'm going to go to the low pass filter to start with. Oh. Enter to load. I don't want to load. I accidentally moved the wrong knob. Just giving a little bit of movement on those hi-hats on the top end. Now I want to do the same thing with these the synth here. I'm gonna add low pass movement on the top end of it. I'm gonna fade it out. Kind of missed the loop, but I think it's gonna work anyways. That way, so not so repetitive. It'll fade out and then it'll come back. And then on this pad synth, I'm gonna add a high pass filter. Oh, sorry. Let me. I'm scooping out a lot of the low ends on that pad, the original pad synth we had. All right, let's add something to this to make this track a little more exciting though. I mean, I think it still needs some kind of like snare, I guess. tighten this up. Kind of a boring drum beat. Let's see if we can add like percussion to it. See if I can find like a pitch. That's probably not it, but I tried to pitch it close. Where's my mixer? I'm gonna sample in those toms. Okay, so now I'm gonna bounce all 4 of these tracks together to make one drum loop. Actually, I'll leave the hats out. Let's see. I'll keep them low. I don't really like the hats. All right, but anyways, I'm gonna grab all 4 of these tracks here. I got all 4 of the drum tracks selected as a group. So when I sample it again and resample, it's gonna sample them all together, bounce them together basically. But when I do it, I'm gonna add some effects to kind of give it a drum feel. I'm gonna use buzz, the buzz effect. 6, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Not what I'm looking for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. Alright, so I caught some of that. Let's see what I caught. Kind of weird, but I think it'll work later on in the mix. Big Cheeto says, yeah, I learned on GarageBand, and then after a few years I decided to switch to something more powerful. I didn't know about Logic at the time, but if I had the money, I would totally have both. Logic and Ableton. I like GarageBand mobile. It has a lot of neat tools on there. Yeah, I've never really got good at Logic, but again, I used to sell that one too. I used to sell a lot of software. I worked for a music company, store, Guitar Center, and sold the production software. So I would have to learn about all of them and figure out selling points on all of them. So, you know, I'm a believer in all of them. Sell the customer what they want, not just like what you want, you know what I mean? But FL Studio is definitely my favorite. This is starting to sound a little more interesting with that percussion in there. Let's add some vocal chops. Most of my stuff ends up with vocal chops. Problem is I need to get some more vocal samples to work with. Big Cheeto, did you say you had a Discord? Did I tell you about our Discord? You should have, if you feel like it, join us on our Music Production Arena Discord. We're a bunch of people over there. It's a humble but growing community of music producers. Invite everyone to join us there. All right, let's see what we got. Big Cheetah says don't have Discord. No worries, no worries. We Music Production Arena YouTube. We'll always have our archive and daily live streams right there. So no reason to find us elsewhere. In fact, YouTube's the best place to follow there because that's the only place that stores our the live streams. So here we go. Vocal chops. Something we haven't used recently. Something I can manipulate to make it sound different. Weird. Oh, I like this. It's almost too perfect. Except for I mess up the last part. Let's just get this part. Usually I try to chop up the samples a little bit more or whatever, but this one's being stretched and pitched, so, you know, that's something. Alright, let's add. Big Cheeto says I should sample some wind or something for like atmospheric. That's a good idea. I'm trying to think. I'll think of something, a good place to get that here in a second. I think I know a good app. Let me see if I can add like some kind of bass line here. Ooh, you know what I want to use for bass line? This is this controller over here on my right hand is linked to FL Studio right now. It's linked to an 808 synth. But I want a dirtier synth. Let's see if I can't. On the right key on. I'm going through FL Studio over here. I've got this flex thing pulled up. I'm going through different presets on this 808. I messed that one up. I don't know if that's the best bass line, but I'm gonna roll with it for a second. All right, let's find some kind of white noise sweep thing. Go through the effects here. Let's first put this on F minor. I'll add some reverb to that. I think I caught it. Yeah. Moving the reverb around. Yeah. I missed it. I might add like another filter on top of some of that. The attack of it. Alright, maybe I can just play like a lead or something. Oh yeah, it has a random button on here. I like to hit the random button. That's loud, it's distorting. Huh? I think it's so loud. Let me turn it down here. Just browsing presets, trying to find something I want to add here. I like the delay on this. I'm gonna turn off the art. Not the right note. What I'm trying to match is I need to turn off this delay for a second. Let's see. Turn that off. I want to match this. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try to find something to layer in with it. That's Alright, I gotta think about it. I want to add something that kind of complements the other little lead in there, but then I can also play off of it as more of a lead. Hey, Big Cheeto's asking if I'm on Spotify. I upload some stuff to Spotify under preset. Preset with a 5. Pre5et. Preset. But it's all commercial stuff, jingles, and things like that. Not yet. In the future, I'm working on some lo-fi bluesy stuff I want to release at some point. But I'm more of a performer, teacher, video creator. Lots of video clips on YouTube and Instagram. You can oh yeah, you don't have Discord, but y'all can always message me. What is my email? I always just tell people contact me on Discord now. I forget my email. Contactpreset@gmail.com. Again, presets with the 5. Contactpreset@gmail.com. Or best way is just daily live stream. I'm always here Monday through Friday. Good way to contact me. All right. So let's see what we got here. Gotta find the right sound. The synth is the loudest synth. I gotta turn this in. Alright. What does this song really need? If I had to think about it, this is coming together. I've already got 1, 2, 3, 5 tracks here. I usually go from like 6 to 8 tracks for a riff. This is really mellow. I could turn that other lead off and only bring that one in every once in a while, and then make the lead with a new synth. I already forgot it. Oh, it's dun 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 dun. That's a weird sound. just add something like that. Gotta find the right sound. There we go. We got something. BandLab. Big Cheeto says they found this through BandLab. I'm glad, because I needed to know if... I mean, I've already kind of realized that BandLab get a lot of viewers that I wasn't getting before, but I started streaming on BandLab. In fact, way more viewers coming from BandLab. And we've had a lot of people join the community through BandLab. So I've been trying to debate whether I was going to spend another... It cost me money to like multicast out the BandLab at the same time as Twitch and YouTube. And I decided I'm going to pay for another month at least, or whatever, because I've met a lot of people on BandLab, and I like BandLab a lot. We're uploading all these projects to BandLab. So BandLab's a big part of our thing. It's counted as a custom URL when I'm using the multicast server, so that's the only reason why it costs me money, because it's a custom server and it's not one of like the mainstream servings. But if you needed, BandLab would integrate themselves in with Restream.io, and then the BandLab chat would integrate over here too, so that would be nice. But for now, I'm just multicasting over there, just in case anybody wants to watch it over there. But everything come up with here, all these riffs and the other collab projects we do, I'm uploading to BandLab. You can find those if you go to the Music Production Arena BandLab page and you go to the bands. We've created a few bands on BandLab, and you can find MPA Studio A and MPA Studio B. Those are the bands I'm uploading these projects to. All right, I need to get a drink of water. I'm gonna eat a couple crackers because my stomach's growling. What time is it? It's right at the hour. I'm gonna think about calling this riff cutting it here, or seeing if I want to add one more thing while I take a quick break. So I will be right back. All right, I'm back. Well, almost back. All right. I wasn't listening to that while I was gone. I was gonna listen to it and decide if I wanted to add anything else, but I actually had to leave the room. But I didn't hear it, so I actually still don't know if it's done yet. I'm gonna listen to it one more time, and I'm gonna decide if we're gonna add something else to this riff, or we're gonna call it done for the day, riff the day, and move on to something else. Give me another second here to listen to this. Very chill riff today. The bass could be different. I think I just added, I could add a few more effects to it. I mean, at least something else. I think we need to add one more thing. Big Cheeto says music would be great for like deep focus and stuff. Yeah, you know, some of my favorite stuff past couple years have been that like study beat stuff. Although this would not fit in that category exactly, but it has that similar vibe. I totally went halftime on everything. I stick to a lot of the mainstream BPMs, but I do the halftime like 75 or 64 or 60 or whatever, 80. All the half times, 87, all that stuff lately, keeping a real chill thing. And then the way a lot of these come together by me trying to like come up with something like this does kind of, I don't know, it puts that a little bit like, at least to me, I feel like all the thought that I did trying to like get it to work kind of like gets imprinted into the track, but who knows, not everyone probably hears that, but like, I don't know. So yeah, it's definitely fun to make these riffs. I like to collect them, you know. I'm not a big collector of anything in life really, except for my own music. And creating a riff every day and uploading it, or almost every day, and uploading it, and then just adding it to the collection. Every one, even if it's not the best riff, I still like everyone for it just being different. Everyone's different, so I like. But my goal is still to, like I was saying earlier in the stream, that I want to take all these riffs, and I do like loop performances. Again, on if you look up preset on YouTube, preset with a 5, you'll see like, actually I don't know if you'll see them there. But anyways, I've done loop performances. You might see a couple there. But anyways, where I just take a whole bunch of loops and add them to either Ableton or FL or whatever, a big launchpad style thing like this, maybe iPad even now. And I just, you know, you mix them live, one loop into the next, and you just make transitions live, and you do like this 1 hour long loop performance thing. Anyways, my goal is to take all these riffs that I'm creating daily and do some kind of performance with them when I get enough of them to do like an hour, which won't be long actually. So give me something to aim for. Let me see how I want to end this. The bass line could be better, I guess. A lot of things could be different, not necessarily better. Things could be better, things could be worse. This could be different, basically. Okay, I'm gonna add effects to that vocal chop because we basically just sampled that in dry. I'm gonna add like some chop stutter effects. Gotta select it. You gotta find ways to make it different than the original sample you started with. I use a lot of presets and samples, but I always try to tweak them just a little bit here and there. All right. So the bass line stay, or I can just replace it. I think I'm just gonna leave it. And that'll be the riff right there. I'm gonna go over to the original lead synth, because it has like this dung 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 like chiming out. I want to filter that out so it's not so repetitive. So I want to filter it out and bring it back. So I'm gonna go to high pass. This needs some saturation on it, honestly. Bring out some of the higher harmonic. So it just kind of goes away and then comes back and goes away. So it doesn't feel as repetitive. That's it. Maybe I'll like it better when I listen to it later. Sometimes that's the case. I don't hate it. I mean, sometimes what I'm looking for in a riff, it's not that it's bad necessarily versus good. Sometimes I'm looking for a riff is I want it to sound like it can be on repeat without sounding too repetitive. Even though the idea is to take a riff and then like arrange it into a song, so then you would like take things in and out and it won't be repetitive. But still, I try to like the riffs to kind of, even on a short 30-second loop or whatever, I kind of want them to sound like they're evolving, but it's not always the case. In fact, half my riffs, most of my riffs aren't like that. But that's kind of what I'm aiming for. So when I'm listening to this, I'm like, okay, this all sounds good together, but not forever repeating. Like, I keep wanting to take certain elements out. Like, so when you, of course, you take one of the riff packs on BandLab kits or whatever it is, fork it on BandLab, the idea would be to arrange the loops, you know? Of course, you would bring some things in, like the vocal chops, and you would take the other things out. Take the drum beat out. Bring the vocal thing, you know, arrange the song. So that's the idea, of course. But I try to still make the riff sound not so annoying to listen to on loop. And if it is, I usually take something out before I upload it. Like I mute it. Anyways, so it needs a little mixing. Let me do one more final mix down, and then we'll jump over to something else. All right, let's go with the drum beat. And then there's these weird things, the vocal chops. So they have now it's like a bunch of does right. All right, let's add the white noise right here. This is part of the lead, kind of. Maybe put more reverb on that. It's this pad synth over here. It sounds cool sometimes, but then it overwhelms the whole thing. I'm gonna leave it out for now. Okay, and then there's the bass. Let's see if we can come up with a different bass line. Something quick and easy even. Oh, this is interesting. I went ahead and grabbed it. I still have the other bass line over here, just in case. That's something that's, I don't know, something completely different. Let me add another filter on top of it, low pass. I'll leave both bass lines in there. Like I got this one or this one. I'll leave them both in the BandLab project, and y'all can choose whatever one you want when you download it, if you want to download these. All right. All right, so that's the riff of the day. I'm gonna upload that to BandLab. You're just tuning in. This is the Music Production Arena live stream, daily live stream, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern. We work on community collab projects and shared samples. I'm trying to think of a catch-all phrase to let people know what we work on, but mainly the best way to look at it is everything I do here is designed to collaborate. So if you ever hear something you like and you want to download, or if you want to join in on the samples and the projects, that's what we're all about. So follow Music Production Arena wherever you're watching this live. You can join our Discord, find out more about what we do there. You can always message me, Guild1000 on Discord. Best way to join a collab is just send me samples or send me a project, and we'll add it to the collection and the queue. We have a big queue of projects we're working on here. So. All right. I will be back in a couple of minutes. Just going to, actually it's about 1 minute. I'm going to switch over to my desk, move the microphone over, and get ready for the second half of the live stream. We're going to work on some community collabs right now. Be right back. Watching on BandLab, we invite you to join us over on Twitch and YouTube. If you feel like you're left out of the chat, I can't haven't been really checking the BandLab chat on stream just because it's not integrated into the Restream IO chat with all the other chats. But I am checking it now. Just want everyone to know that open invitation always to join the deeper side of Music Production Arena, which is our Discord and all our other channels, and you'll find a link to our Discord on BandLab. But if you really want to get involved with the chat on stream, Twitch or YouTube is the best way to do that. Or just still happy to have y'all just viewing and watching from BandLab, especially the people that come back each day. It's really cool. Indicty dubs. I'm excited now about this splitter chord track because Reba said they actually kind of liked it. That was one of my biggest concerns. Was the person that started the track, were they even happy with what I was doing with it? And they said that they didn't mind it or something, in some of the paraphrasing, but basically not the worst thing in the world, I guess. Okay, so now that I know that it's not that bad, I'm excited to work on it. Okay, I'll be right back. Give me another minute. Just resituating here. Quicker way to do this. Indicty, how are you doing? I've been checking out your stuff you've been uploading to BandLab. I really, really like it. Each track, your mixing is getting much better too, for sure. All right, I'm back. So, Indicty, I uploaded Pulse. I don't know if you saw that. Again, I wasn't super happy with that track either, but someone mentioned, Reba mentioned that they actually liked it. So, you know, maybe they like it just as much as I like it. Like, I don't hate it. I do like the idea. I was just hoping the mix would be a little tighter when I got done with it. Listening back to it, you know, it's just a little weak. It's a little quiet. I kind of auto-mastered it, but still. Overall, it fits right into our collection, because if you listen to all the collabs that we've done so far, you'll notice that some are stronger than others. Let's open up BandLab. All right, so BandLab. Kyle Jones, thanks for following. Ibrahim. Thanks for following. GDSFDXFGTCCGJHYKIJLKO started following you. Thanks for following everyone back here. I'll be checking out y'all's music. Big Cheese. Where's Big Cheese? Which one are you on here? Big Cheeto. Oh, you are. So did I say your name wrong? I'm. Is it Ibrahim? Ibrahim? Oh boy, that's a hard one. Ibrahim. It looks like so many names, but then when I say it out loud, I think I'm saying it wrong. Anyways, cool. Thanks for following. Music Production Arena. If you go to the Music Production Arena page, you will see bands. MPA Studio A. This is where we're releasing the big collab project. So I just now posted our last collab we did. It's a big one. Probably the most people we had on one collab. Can't even fit all their names on one screen. Pulse, Guild, Ski Lion, Dead Cousin, CJ Kamikaze, Subluxa, Fox the Galaxy, Indicty, and Nimk. I think that was all of them. Ibrahim. Hey. Nice name. Glad to have you on the live stream today. It's always nice to see new people stopping by. We, still pretty much a startup stream, but I've been pretty consistent. I'm happy to let people know that we have almost hit 100 live streams. Go to the YouTube page, youtube.com. You go to our playlist, music production. You'll see a playlist there for the MPA production streams. So from there, you get 92 videos on this playlist, and these were the daily live streams. We have other videos, of course, but daily live streams, almost 100 live streams, and it's been really fun, been really consistent. So, glad to feel free to stop by any one of our viewers anytime, say hello on the stream. It's what keeps it really fun for me is we're really much a community stream. All the viewers are involved with the collabs. You look at let me show you something, Big Cheeto, if you haven't seen this already. You go to, we have a spreadsheet document here to keep track of our collabs and everyone that's gotten involved. And basically what we did in Music Production Arena is we started asking a bunch of people for if they wanted a collab on stream just by sending samples in. And, and then we use the samples online to make tracks, not really overthinking it, just having fun. And that's exactly what we've been doing. So we've released 9 collabs. We're working on our 10th one. But we've collected samples for many, many, many more to come. It actually got kind of overwhelming, so I had to switch things up. But we were collecting samples for what we were calling Season 2 of the Community Collabs, and we had like 10 tracks going on. And we had more than enough samples for it. Anyways, so all these lists of producers here are members of our community, and they've all sent me samples. So what we're now doing, we're focusing on 1-2 collabs at a time, mainly just one at a time. And we're just pulling samples from all the collected samples, and we're generating tracks. Right now we're working on this track here, 630 beats per minute. I always laugh because it's so fast. Splitter core. It's been really fun. We're almost done with this track. I'm gonna finish it off, and then our next collab is 160 BPM. Again, these are all started by members of the community. They sent me samples, so like every sample I'm using here came from a member. None of them really come from me. But anyways, we've got this project started here, F major, 80 beats per minute, I think really what it is. I'll share this. You can find a link to this on our Discord, but you're not on Discord, so I'll copy this, copy link, get link, get link. And I will share this in the chat. If anyone's interested, you can follow along there, whatever. You can always just join in the collab by sending me a sample for maybe the project I'm working on, or you can send me an idea for a future collab and just add it to the queue. But we got, like I said, the next one coming up is this F major, 80 BPM, but there's really no rules. It's like, okay, come up with some chord progressions in F major, or 80 BPM, or some lead synth lines, maybe some vocals, a drum beat, maybe a bass line. Could be just some stabs. Horn. It can be anything under the sun. And then I have the fun pleasure of trying to mix and mash all these samples together, digging through our library of samples. In fact, that's actually one of the favorite ways I love producing, is just kind of forcing samples to work together, pitching and stretching them. Anyways, this is a huge list of, for anyone that's new to the stream, here's our list of folders. These are all the samples I've collected from our members. And as I use them, I try to delete them, or at least remember which ones I've used. We just go through these, and anyways, every project I finish and work on, I upload them to the band lab, again the Studio A band. And what's cool about that is I don't have to be the only one creating the collabs. Anyone can download the samples and stuff, create their own version. And you know how BandLab works. You can upload the projects to BandLab inside the bands or on your own page, wherever. You can fork them. But anyways, I've been putting these in MPA Studio A. If you go back to the bands, you got MPA Studio B, which is another band I have on the community page. I've been using this band to upload all those riffs. The riff I just created the first hour of this live stream, then daily I've been creating these riffs, and I've been uploading them here. And again, they're just 30 seconds to a minute long loop pack, basically, of 6 to 8 loops. And anyone's always welcome to jump into those. You download the samples. You can download the full track, you can mix, edit it, fork it, whatever. Anyways, putting all those, you can find a playlist. You can find those in the studio room, or you can find them on my other page, preset page. You just go to the tracks. There's a playlist there. Anyways, on every single one of these, I wanted to mention this. This is where you'll find the link. Wherever project you're looking at, you'll see a link there. Linktree, Preset Studios. This will take you to another page, Preset Studios. All these links will take you into the actual jams, so you can collab with me live on stream each day. If you are an Endless member or user, feel free to join me. All right. That all said, let's quickly look and see if we got any other announcements. Oh yeah. Got posted our final playlist, or we started our final playlist on SoundCloud, Music Production Arena SoundCloud. And here's what's happening with this. I just want people to know. I'm updating the Instagram too. You might have noticed I delete things a lot. I delete things to change things, but no fear. It's always for the better. Anyways, I deleted all our old artwork, and I have this temporary placeholder artwork right now. But thing is, I'm coming up with new artwork for all our playlists. We do community sport playlist on SoundCloud starting 2022, January 2022. We're going to be doing playlists on Spotify as well. There's a Music Production Arena playlist, community sport playlist promo channel we got on Spotify and SoundCloud. So this year we did one on SoundCloud each month. We have January, February, March, April, May, and so on. And I didn't like the artwork we had on there before. It was just really I'm not an artist, and I didn't really like it. So I got tired of it. I replaced it. But that being said, I also deleted it all off. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I deleted it off Instagram too, and that's why I did it. I'm going to come up with I'm going to go ahead and post 12 new pictures on Instagram and on a SoundCloud. And I'm going to go ahead and tag everyone at the end of the year. It'll be a big final tagging of all the producers that are on Instagram and SoundCloud. I'm going to tag everyone. I'm going to also go back to these original playlists and clean them up. I'm going to make sure everyone on the playlist are members of the community. I have a way to do that just by they're following us, all that stuff. For the most part, they are. I just want to make sure. I want to really hyper focus in on actual members of the community. Anyways, that's our community support playlist. Make sure you're following us on SoundCloud, or we have your SoundCloud and we're following you. And I listen to music. I listen to everybody's music personally on SoundCloud. For now, it hasn't been too overwhelming, but I listen to everybody's music, and I'm going to do the same thing on Spotify. And I repost it, and I add it to our community support playlist. And I'm going to continue that. I'm excited to wrap it up and do a final wrap-up for the end of the year where again, like I said, I'm going to tag everyone again on all 12 of the Instagram posts, and I'm going to post new pictures and get ready for the new year where we have our Spotify playlist as well. That's it for the announcements. The MPA Production stream. That's not my theme song. It's the MPA Production stream with Guild. All right. Let's listen to this track. Current collab we're working on is a splitter core. Like I was saying earlier, I was kind of worried it wasn't sounding good. But the person that inspired this entire thing was Reba, one of our members, sent me a bunch of samples. And they actually like listen to a lot of speedcore, splittercore, and fast genres, and they're actually a big fan of it. So I wanted their approval before I kept I couldn't decide if it was sounding good or not. Anyways, luckily Reba did tell me they liked it enough to. I mean, I can't remember their exact words, but they said they liked it, I think. So that makes me feel a little better. Now I can kind of envision it as an actual track. But what I'm having problem envisioning is completion on this track. Like, it's a good idea, but I'm not seeing the completion yet. Like, what do I need to do to complete this track? I do have some ideas, and we're gonna work on them here for an hour or so. But I need to add some like lead elements and stuff. But here, I'm gonna play this track straight through. If you've been following, you've heard it a couple times. But this is where it is, and it's what it sounds like as of right now. I was volume checking before I blasted anybody's ears. I probably just did. Actually, it was just my headphones turned up to that. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Splitter core. I have some ideas. Alright, it's an insane track, right? It's again, it's a speedcore genre. It's supposed to be really fast. And I mean, now hearing it again, I still see a lot of weak points in it for sure, of course. But I think we were heading in the right direction. If you listen to other speedcore tracks, they are a little insane in a good way. But I don't know if I'm doing it right. Big Cheeto saying I would AF like a trap style beat and sub bass with and synchronize the static. Yeah, you know, it'd be a really cool to do like a super breakdown, like halftime. It would be halftime of halftime because right half of this is like 3:15, then half of that, and then half of that, and do like this really nice like trap or some other like interlude or something. That's a good idea. Just for like a switch up at some point. This has a lot of energy and it blasts you. I keep wanting to make listen to speedcore that doesn't seem like it's so insane. It's just moving so fast, but it all sounds slow when you put it all in context. You know, everything blurs together into this like slower groove, but every individual element is moving super fast to make up like what they call extra tone speedcore genres and stuff like that. Like I picture it. Even like great metal songs and metal bands and rock bands, the really fast ones, if you listen to them, sometimes you can just bob your head at a really slow pace while you're listening to the super fast blast beat. You know, I can't even do it. Just blasting you, and it's like the super fast song, but your head's just bobbing at a normal speed because it's the halftime of the halftime of the halftime. It's like the super. Hey, Ira coming in with the new picture, looking fresh. Sounds like I think it. Ira, this is a crazy song. Speaking of Ira, I've mentioned it already, but the next collab that we're doing was the one started and inspired by Ira. Completely different direction than this splitter core for sure. F major, 80 beats per minute. I'll get ready for that. We have some other samples already loaded up for that. Once we're done with this one, here in the next day or two, whenever we find a stopping point, we'll get started on this collab. It's going to be really fun. We're going to completely build it and redesign it around the original idea that Ira had. And then from there, we're going to add other samples in. Try to finish off that would be our 11th collab as a community. Okay. Iris says, sounds like I'm taking acid. Alright, so this is the hyper genre. I've got some things I want to do. I did make this one extra hyper with all these extra switch ups. It doesn't need to be like this. In fact, Reba mentioned how a lot of it can be more minimal, which, you know, I think of kind of like this is more minimal. I didn't really chop it up much. It's just straight. I left it for the end. But the beginning of this, I really got most of the rhythm and sound design and like creativity out of like switching it up a lot and using these different little bits of the samples, but that just makes it extra hyper. And that needs to be a little. I'm trying to find that, make it a little louder. Yeah, I mean, I am new to this genre. This is a challenge for me. If you listen to other tracks in this genre, you'll see you get the similar vibe from all of them. So it's not like mine necessarily compared to others. Although there's things I could do a lot better, I think, to make any first-time listener of this genre maybe a better chance of them liking it. Okay, this little lead thing up here. I'm gonna mute it for now. I do like this, but I want to make it cut through. Make it a little louder. Yeah, I like it better with all that stuff I put on top, but on the other stuff on top, I want to... It's very a minimal genre. You can do so much with just the kick drums. And then you add a little lead here and there, but he doesn't leave much room for things. Although, if I was creating all the sounds from scratch, I would layer a bunch of sounds, synths and top ends, but I'd make it all... My problem is with just trying to find... The reason why I haven't quickly ran through the sample packs and tried to find other samples that will fit, because this rhythm is so unique. I'm going to have to chop whatever sample I get to really fit this groove. Because I just don't want to like mash a bunch of... I'm not the type of producer that matches like multiple rhythms and melodies on top of each other. I like to get everything to kind of like gel together as one like synchronized idea, complete thought. But it's hard with this because listen to how rapid and cool this is. What works are these leads that we kind of have, but the notes are more held out, like the notes are sustained, so they're not messing up any of the rhythm. They don't have their own rhythm necessarily as much as they just have their own little melodic idea. I also haven't pinned down the tonal key root chord tonic note of this song either. That's a good idea. Let's think how we can do that. And Dottie says, I think it would sound cool if the pitch of the drum slowly went up and jumped back down to normal pitch at some point. There are definitely ways to do that, of course, in FL. What I do? Let's practice right here. We take this part. I don't want to do that. I have to put it on stretch. on 12. Time auto detect. Risky business 315. All right. The best thing ever. Thanks, Untitled. Exactly what this song needs. Let's go. Let's go with this idea. Where do I want to do it? I want to do it in multiple spots now. Let's go. Create automation. Click here. Insert. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, insert one. I'm realizing that got out of control. So there's automation there. Insert. Okay, the merge pattern. No. Group with above track. Group with above track. Okay, so what I want to do is create an automation clip on this pitch. Create automation. And edit here. And copy that 50% value. Let me read the chat. And I says, I know there's a way to do it with the time stretching pitch, but I don't remember how to do it. Yeah, there's a few different ways to do it. I just switched it to time stretching thingy, I think you were saying. And then had to match the BPM perfectly. So it actually changed the way the kick sound a little bit, but I like it, so it's not really bothering me. All right. Let's do some quick ones. That's so awesome. I'm gonna want to do it to all these other ones. In fact, I want to do it to these other ones even more. I'm glad you gave me something to work on today. Thank you. Insert one. Okay, so these samples are their own little bits and snips. So I'm gonna have to create a clip for each one. Bits and snips. All right. So we gotta automate that. Insert one. Put that. I'm adding pitch automation to all these little drum kick samples. I really like the way it sounds. Untitled. Untighted's idea. Okay, group with above track. Okay, let's create a few more automation clips. I also got to stretch these, so I'm gonna put these on stretch. Auto detect BPM 315. That works. Okay, what was that other one? Resample, stretch. I hope I get them all. Okay, stretch. All the bits and snips. Stretch. Auto detect. Type in BPM 315. Already locked. And now I want to create automation clip on the pitch. You also got to set the range. I'm going to set the range to 12. Create automation clip. That's that one. Okay. Let's get dangerous. Go. Let me clean this up a little. And just trimming off all this stuff. Clean up the project a little. Oh. I'll fix the color and all that stuff later. All right. What I did is added all this automation for pitch on the drum, kick drum things. We can see if we can make these sound even more interesting. Put one here. Paste there, up and back down, maybe. Genius. Anxiety. Maybe. Let's do a quick one. I like that sound. Paste. It just really makes the track a lot better. Okay, we got this other one to look at. Sorry, I coughed, and that wasn't part of the song. This one can go down a little. Yeah. Like it a lot. Whoa, that's not what I meant to do. Go like that. Let me listen to this from right here. Maybe like, yeah. I think that works. I mean, not for the whole track, but just works for this kick drum. Makes the kick drum kind of complete. All right, let's try this lead again. I'm gonna check these again. Like, these covered up like other elements that it was distracting, like some of the kick elements. So I muted them, but I'm gonna try to see which ones I want to keep and which ones I want to. See, you got bop bop bop, and you also have all that happening, which they don't really, they cover each other up, so it's not really nice playing them at the same time. So I'm gonna mute this one. Maybe we'll keep it. Again, that sounds fine, but you got this, and then you have this, which sounds better on its own, I think. So I'm gonna mute that. It's a nice dynamic switch. Like, you got all this craziness happening, and then it goes to that bubble. I like that. So we're gonna keep all that out. Maybe we'll turn it back here. Yeah, in fact, that's why I actually like did this filter sweep, so that would fit. I want to hurry up and call this one finished so we can move on to the next. Not that I want to rush it, but we are trying to do one a week. Reba even came in and said, aren't we doing one a week? And Reba's the one that started this track. Reba also said that they like the way it sounds, so I'm not going to overthink it. I'm going to go ahead and finish this one off. I'll tinker a little bit more with it, but I ultimately like this as my first attempt as a speedcore track. Our first attempt, really, and my first attempt to put together a speedcore track. But I'm not done with it. I'm going to add some more master effects to some of the parts, this transitions and stuff. But just much like I did on Pulse. Anyways, I actually like this one better than the last one we did. Let me play it. Let's play it. I'm taking notes, mental and on paper, what I want to do to this. Turn that up. Reverb on that. I'm gonna add something else to this track. The pitch automation on the kicks made the track. Good call, Untitled. I think this sounds very similar to a lot of speedcore tracks I listen to, as far as like minimalist, how much you add to the track. Oh, I want that to be better. I think it sounds better with the impact. I like it. I like it. I think the pitch thing's really added added character to the track, so it's just not just straight like blast beat. Now it's more of like, oh, things are shifting and pitching around. So very cool. What to do next? All right. To this track. I don't want to call it quits yet. I'm gonna think. Okay, I'm gonna add a master filter automation. Give me 1 second. I need to answer a phone call. Always right at, never fails. Right at this time, I get a phone call. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go to the master track here. I'm gonna add the endless smile FL patcher thing that I use all the time. This is a free thing I found on YouTube. I was actually just searching for endless smile. I was about to buy the actual endless smile plugin, and I saw someone made a FL Studio version, which is all right. It works pretty good. Sounds all right, I guess. I'm gonna go to my presets, tools. I have endless smile v2.2 here. You could tweak it. Thing is, you make it sound better if you go into the actual, if you know how to work this kind of stuff, you can go into the actual patcher and control the shape of the filters. But I haven't done that too much. Personally, I just kind of tweak it until it sounds good with the automation, and then it kind of gives it its own little sweep. But you can go in here, you can also turn off, you can switch, high pass, stereo, narrow, reverb. Like, this is all the effects. Like, if you have all these turned on, this is what the knob's doing. It's turning the wet, basically the dry wet value all the way up to max, and back to dry. And you can turn which ones you want on and off, but also you can go in, control the amount and the range and all that stuff of like the reverb and stuff. So the flanger, the amount of the flanger, and all that stuff. So I'm going to create automation clip here. The master knob and put it down here. Me. Keep meaning to update my template, and every time I remember, I go and fix the things that I need to update on template. Just a couple like corrections. Some of the colors, it's just simple things that bug me. No one else really notices, but the colors, some of the stuff, is not the way I want. And then also, I accidentally named one of the channels wrong this entire time. All first 9 collabs that we did, I had one of the net channels named. I had channel 4, track 4 named track 3, and it was Little things that I think about all the time. I've just been lazy. I need to go update the master template so I don't have to worry about it anymore. I want these to be a lighter red. It just bugs me every time I see it. Okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, again, this is a master automation for that master endless smile plugin on the master track. So I'm going to run it just tastefully on a couple of these transitions. So let's see. All right, let's just start with this last one. A lot of these don't really need it. I'll just turn it down pretty dry signal. I have all of them turned on. I'm just gonna leave them all on there. Maybe right here. I mean, it could get kind of cliche if I use this on every single one of our tracks, which I do kind of use it on a few, but that's why I want to get more creative with. I'm going to need to dive into this endless smile and kind of customize it, because you really, with this, I'm not even that good with this kind of stuff. Honestly, the sound design style stuff and building this stuff, but you spend enough time backwards, like engineering this, reverse engineering this, you could add your own effects to all these. This got flanger, volume, delay, reverb, stereo, narrow, all that stuff. You can kind of add more to it, or maybe swap these out. But what I would do is I would just edit these. You know, leave the same effects they have, but you can go in here and shape the reverb with the size, the diffusion, speed, mod wheel, the wet, I mean the early reflections, all this stuff. You know, the size here, and kind of shape it more internally. You go to stereo narrow. I don't know. A lot of this probably sounds fine as default, but oh, this one. There's a lot of stuff you can do with the delay on this delay 3 with the modulation and the bit crush, like the bit crusher basically it has on the feedback. It's the down sampler, feedback for the distortion, all this stuff. Really fine tune this. You don't have to use just the default. How was that jumping around? Oh, it's me moving my mouse over it. I want it to start a little higher. You want this? It's a free plugin you can find. I can just send it to you, no problem. But just to give the original people support, by 4 mil, just Google it. It's free, so you can go. Endless Smile by 4 mil. I found it inside the YouTube. This one right here. That guy has great hair. How do I get hair like that? All right. Go to the FLP family. Go down to the description. Where is it? Download the free plugin here. Mediafire. And it's just a little FLP kind of plugin things. And Dice says, I don't ever use Patcher, so I was curious as to the science behind it, but I did lose my version of Endless Smile, so I might as well. So you had the original Endless Smile by Dada Life or whatever? It's a nice plugin, but the thing I like about this one more is that you can edit it. The other, I think that the default Dada Life one sounds better by default, but the fact that you can go inside of here and edit this one is what makes this one better, because I don't think you can do that to the Dada Life one. But you would have to figure this out. It's a web of chaos for sure, but I wouldn't touch any of this stuff up here necessarily. That's all the controls. I would just go to the actual effects down here, like control, like you can control the curve, the sharpness, the shape of that. Again, like I said, control the delay and stuff. Really not much. You would have to really understand it if you're going to swap out an effect for another effect or try to add another effect. I don't think I'd even try. But anyways, I use Patcher a lot on some of my other projects. I like this. I like the Mad Scientist cable style workflow where it's almost confusing, but that actually sparks creativity to me. I think that's why a lot of people like modules. Synth modules with all the cables and wires. Not that it's like, necessarily the best, quickest, practical way to make music. It's just that it inspires creativity. All the knobs and lights and switches and cables and all the connections. This guy's insane. What is he building in there? It's like your electronic musical Frankenstein. Frankenstein's monster. Correction. And Daddy says the way Dada Life sells stuff is kind of stupid, to be honest. If you get a new PC or something happens to your current PC, then you have to rebuy sausage fat. That don't make any sense why they would do that. That really doesn't. No one does that anymore. You should be able to have your serial code and be able to download on many computers you want. I mean, all your own computers at least. And, I don't know. I mean, there's whatever. But you should be able to at least, if you get a new computer or your computer breaks or something, you don't have to buy it again. That don't make sense. It does not make sense to me. All right. Keep going here. I'm not a sound designer, though. For as much as I said I like all the cables and the wires and the craziness, I don't like spending forever on a sound just to get a basic sound. Because, like, I get emotionally tied to the track because I spent so much time on it, like that sound. I'm like, I spent so much hours and time making the sound. But to the person listening to it for the first time, they don't know all that time you put into it. It just sounds like a basic sound. And at that point, you're like, why didn't I just pick the preset? The listener doesn't know that you put all that time into making it. But that's just from the listener's perspective. From the producer's perspective, it feels good to know you created the sound yourself from scratch or whatever. But it's just weird to recreate a basic sound, a sound that you already can get from a preset and recreate it from scratch just to know that you made it. To me, I look at that as like, okay, I'm a guitar player, but I'm going to build my own guitar before I play. Yeah, no, most guitar players would not build their own guitar. They would just go buy a nice sounding guitar. It's a comparison I like to make all the time, but it's two different worlds, honestly. I keep going on this high horse. Honestly, a guitar player, though, does do a lot of sound design when it comes to their pedals. If you're an electronic guitar player and you have all your pedals, you're basically designing your sound. You buy a really solid guitar, really solid amp, good microphones and all that stuff, mic it up properly. But then you got all your pedals if you're like a shoegaze rock. Sit there, you're sound designing with pedals, which is really cool. So right here, maybe. This is all crazy. Maybe I want to do a big filter sweep here. Yeah, shaping, I would honestly say, like, even, I mean, presets will always end up sounding old and cheesy and nostalgic at some point, because it's the same thing that happened. I heard a podcast the other day listening to why all the sounds from the 80s sound, this person was calling them cheesy. Why do all the synth sounds from the 80s sound so cheesy? And they're talking about the pop synth stuff. And their answer, these musicologists finally basically came up with and were talking about, was basically because they were all the presets off these Yamaha DX7s, these other keyboards. 80% of the people that use these things just use the presets. And most of the stuff I do, I just use presets. So a lot of my stuff will fall victim to end up sounding outdated and kind of cheesy. But, you know, I'm aware of that. But, and that's not in all my music, as a disclaimer. That's just in a lot of my fun projects, fun, quick, fast jam projects. I use a lot of presets. But anyways, that being said, their sound design is important. Every great band, even rock band, any artist and producer and stuff, they come up with a sound. And it's a combination of guitar tones and amps and models and the way they capture it, and synthesizers they choose and the patches they build and stuff. But then when you find a good sound, thinking of like great bands like Deftones and Tool and any good band that just has a sound like any modern bands too, of course. um, it's the reverb they use and everything. You almost don't keep recreating that sound. You almost come up with a sound and then you kind of stick to it when you're a rock band or whatever. In the electronic world, so much of it's about, okay, this sound's already been done, let's come up with a new sound, a new style, a new subgenre, and like move the whole thing forward. But I think the best producers still end up developing their own sound. Um, and Dice says, oh yeah, a YouTuber I watch has his own sound design for guitars and BSTs, even more free. His name is Stevie T. Check him out. Or Steve Terryberry. If you want the preset, this is the link. It is completely free. One Sound Lab. I use some of that amps plugin stuff. I didn't have a free version though. Yeah, I have a thing about. I mean, I like it, and I've been using a lot of VST guitars lately because if you do it just right, you can really get a lot of great sound design for like electronic music. But the VST guitars always lack this human quality that comes from a real guitar. And I think layering the two together is probably the best way to go. I recommend anyone that's into the guitar stuff, especially you and Diety. I know you got a guitar, you're learning the guitar, you're trying to get better guitar, but you do a lot of VST guitar stuff. But I recommend just putting yourself through the grueling task of getting good at the guitar, at least rhythm-based guitar, because you're gonna find all the best overtones and guitar artifacts come from your human hands hitting the wrong strings. You know, all that extra muted strings and rhythm and your pick hitting the guitar and all the overtones and the reverb and just all, there's so much that goes into getting a guitar to sound, you know, human versus just the great guitar distortion and tone or whatever, and using like pinched harmonics. But anyways, and just getting good with VSTs, you can actually make them sound really real too, of course. But I love the guitar. I love my electric, and I don't play it enough. That's for sure. Amp distortion effect. Yeah, I have it on my computer actually. All right, let's see what I got. Amped. Or I got one of them. Let's see what I got here. I have ample. I'm thinking of something else. I have ample guitar and ample guitar amp, an acoustic and electric basically. Those aren't free. I didn't pay for them. I had the demos and the demos ran out. Um, I thought I had amp too. It was just a amp plugin. Yeah, I did have that at one point. I know what you're talking about. And then I started using Guitar Rig. I was trying to decide. I'm surprised I don't still have it on here. I was trying to get a bunch of different effects for a little guitar project I was doing. Nice. Oh, for sure. And no, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong. You need to do anything. I think in the electronic producer world, you can. It's just another synth. You know what I mean? It's all about perspective when it comes to half this stuff. Like, it's all just sound. And if your keyboard sounds like a guitar, then so be it. You got a guitar-y sounding keyboard, and you can make your keyboard sound like whatever you want. And if it sounds good at the end, it's all good. One of my favorite artists, I think, uses a lot of synth guitar, Pilot from Monster Cat, but it's so perfect. But it sounds so good too. I wouldn't even care if it wasn't like a real guitar. But I was just saying, like, in the long run, and eventually, I think you would enjoy, even if you didn't record it, I think you would enjoy some guitar and good old Metal Zone's distortion pedal and some other pedals. It would be fun. All right, we're just talking now. It does take a lot of money if you're talking about getting amps, but you really don't need the amps as much as you just need the guitar and guitar rig or amp. You really don't need the amps. All you need is the digital and audio interface and all the simulation. So I really just need the guitar. Okay, I think I'm gonna try to get in good. I think I just want to start the next collab tomorrow. We kind of did this was the last one. We won't immediately post this collab. We'll just start the next one, and then it'll give me a couple more days to think about this one. Like I said, I always like to spend a little time offline listening to him and working on it, which, when I find the time, I do. But then I'll just go ahead and upload it. It just gets to that point where I'm like, I'm just gonna upload it and not think about it anymore. Leave it as it is. But anyways, then I want to go ahead and move on to the next one. But I want to give each collab a full week. So starting on Tuesdays and stuff is kind of throwing us off, but we'll get caught up. A lot of these collabs, as we remember, we already started them before we switched over to like the new schedule or the new routine. We already started a lot of these, so it shouldn't be hard to jump back in. Like if tomorrow we start not even start. We jump back in. We already started this one. So we jump back into this one here. Next collab, 160 F major. Pick up where we left off. We should be able to finish that one by the end of the week. Just depends on how fast we want to move, how much time we want to spend on it. Again, if you're hearing something in the track that I'm working on, you think you could take it in a totally different direction, please do. That's why I want to upload these to BandLab as quick as possible. So if anyone does feel inspired to work on it, you just download the stems, rip it apart, create your own version of the MPA community collab. I like this. So what I did, I just added what really made this song was Andity's idea here with the pitch automation on the kick drums. Really, really brought things together. I gave it a lot of character, and then I just now added, to further help some of the transitions, I added the endless smile effect. It helps take out some of that bass in the low end, so when it opens back up, the drop sounds bigger. Because that endless smile thing's using the stereo narrow, reverb, all this stuff to thin it out, and then it opens back up so it really does help. And then I'm using gross beat on some of these transitions to help tie things together and give it like a switch up. I need to work on that one. It's not the best. Okay, now this little thing here. It's kind of. You could use something else. Some kind of vocal chops. Definitely don't like that. What do we have over here? Oh yeah, I wanted to use this somewhere else. Yeah, maybe we won't. Alright. What else to add? Who ended up on this track? I think I didn't get everybody I wanted to. Zandit. Okay, we got one little thing from Zandit. Sometimes all it takes to get you in on a collab here is one little sample. So we got Zandit, Alpha J. That's from Reba. Insky. And Deity, even if it's the smallest little sample. I wanted to use more of this, but we only found one little spot. And Deity. Maybe I'll still try to fit some more of that somewhere. But I don't know. I like this track how short it is because it's so fast. I like it to be really short too. All right. We got the Deity sample. Then we have Sublexa. Little snare roll, drum little thing. And we have a lot of Reba samples here. Okay. I grow tired. What have we been streaming? 2.5 hours. It's been a good stream. Let's think. If I was to add one more thing, it'd be somewhere around here at the end. I think is what I started doing over here. That's why this is muted, but I didn't find what I was looking for. I would add something right around here. Yeah, I would add some kind of mixture in between, like a lead, arpeggio, synth style thing right around here that led and kind of bled into this lead here. What could we add? What could we add? Let's go back to this little thing I started. Maybe if I turn this into an arpeggio thingy. Where is it? Go. Not working. I am selected. Okay, I'm selected on the right thing. Why isn't this working? Let me go here, here. Let me turn all this stuff. All right. Little plucky thing. Ew, that's not really a nice sound at all. Let's go. Go. No. Okay, let's go. Why isn't the ARP working? Just trying to be creative on the fly, but this ain't really working. What is all this? Do I need to do a chord? Is that what it wants? Let me see here. Let me turn on this. Hold on, this could be the best thing we've ever done. We just got to give it some time. Let me go back over here. It's not going to be the best thing we've ever done. But anyway, let me grab this. Problem is, again, I haven't figured out the real key of this track. Because it's all over the place to me, honestly. I just haven't listened close enough, I guess. C, C, C sharp. We started as C sharp, and then things ended up being C, and then this one melodic line we got was just kind of like so chromatic. I couldn't really tell where it wanted to land at. All right, let's go back to the synth. In the key of chromatic, which that's only half the story. Even in the chromatic, you need basically, well, I don't know, depends on where you want to take the track. But like I said, like the track still wants to land either on C or C sharp, I think. Like if you were, it's a very, very, very end of the song, you were humming along and you wanted that one last note to resolve the whole song, what note would you land on? That usually that final last note is the key of the song. Not always, but you got to ask. That's when you're really asking yourself what you think the track really wants to resolve to as home base. It's that final note that resolves the whole song. Without that note, it kind of feels like you left your hanging a little bit. Let's listen together. Let's go. See, I purposely left it hanging on purpose because it was such a crazy song. Let's listen to this one. It's right there. It's whatever this note is. See, that's what I meant. We started the track on C sharp and we ended up adding the C thing. So actually, I'm surprised the song even works. I think some of the bass is C sharp and the lead is like C. It really is chromatic-y, but like the bass being just like one semi, like half step up, wouldn't normally work. Like, this is kind of a weird song. I want to think about that and actually play it. We might be like ignoring the fact that this doesn't like actually harmonically like tune up on the low end, the sub with everything and stuff. So I'm gonna listen a little closer before I actually do publish it. This track is interesting. Not most of our collabs stick to a pretty straightforward key and time signature, but this one's been interesting for sure. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream unless y'all think of something else. Before I wrap it up, I guess let's just go in and look at. You know what? I'm gonna wait. I don't know what Diana's gonna do with the next feedback stream. I've had this idea instead of doing the feedback stream, and really I gotta ask Diana because it's Diana's stream. I want to ask Diana if we should start doing a podcast instead. Like instead of feedback. Because I mean, here's the thing: no one submitted. That's the problem. Diana said no one's submitting. Plus, we haven't really been promoting it in any better way, and I don't know how, really, honestly, other than what we have been doing. But we don't get many submissions, so it's just kind of like, okay, whatever. Waiting all month long just to get a few submissions. I think if Diana, and I'll reach out to Diana more, but I think they might like to do. We should just make a monthly podcast, MPA monthly podcast with Radium, Diana, and me. And maybe some other guest hosts from time to time. And, instead of giving feedback on a track, we could just bring up some other topics and stuff. So I don't know. I'm going to bring that up to Diana, see what they want to do. But for those that did enjoy our feedback stream that we were doing, that's why we didn't do it last time. Let me go ahead and create the next event for tomorrow. /. We invite you to join us on our Discord. You'll find a link to the Music Production Arena Discord wherever you're watching this stream live. Twitch.tv Music Production Arena. Event topic. What's your event? It's the MPA Production. Tomorrow will be 07.12.1. 4 o'clock my time. It's 5 o'clock Eastern time. We go anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. Community. Here's a preview of it. Production stream 0720. Alright, that's for tomorrow. We'll be back at the same time, 5 p.m. Eastern. If you want to get involved with the collabs, just send me a sample for whatever track we're working on. This is the best way. It could really help turn a track around. We're working on a track like this track right here, and I can't think of which direction to take it in. Best way for these tracks to really take shape is someone in real time go, hey, I got the perfect thing, and you send me something that works, maybe, or whatever. Or the other half of that is just digging through the samples that we've already collected. So lots of that to come. This one, like I said, has already got a lot of producers on it. Pretty much done. The next one is going to be fun. Ira, Mr. KK, and a few others are already on this one here. F major, 80 BPM. Look forward to that. We'll be starting that one tomorrow and jumping back into it anyways. And then we'll be getting this current collab posted. Oh, yeah. Need a name. We always need a name each track. So the last track we titled it Pulse. Don't overthink it, but if anyone comes up with a name from here until then, whenever we decide to upload it, just let me know a name for the splitter chord track. I might ask Reba. And then tomorrow, like I said, we're going to be starting 80 beats per minute F major collab. We'll be jumping back into that one. All right. Daddy says, they're trying to guess. I don't have perfect pitch. I would not be able to guess it in my head without really having a keyboard in front of me to play it. But I can easily pick it out if I have a piano. And Daddy says, I also have a new version of my whip in BandLab. Do you want to listen to that on the way out here? That'd be cool. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to jump over to Andites. If that's cool with you, Andite, want to listen to that on the way out of here? I'll jump over to BandLab, Andite's page. And we'll play Andite's little whip. And then I'll see everyone back here tomorrow. You can always message me on Discord, Guild1000, anytime. Daddy's just a whip. It's just a work in progress. Daddy has ideas. Make the drops longer. Let's close out. Before I forget, let me save. Save new version of our splitter chord track. Close out of that. Thanks everyone that stopped by today. This is turned on. All right. This is a whip from a Deity Dub. Tarascu whip. Tarascu is the name, I think. Whip. Arask.
to help you.
This is awesome, Untitled. Great job on this.
Impossible.